In our fast-paced and complex world, success in any arena, whether personal, professional, or social, requires more than just intelligence, talent, or even hard work. At the heart of achieving goals and overcoming challenges lies a skill that is often overlooked but deeply transformative: strategic thinking. This way of approaching challenges, goals, and decisions enables us to look beyond immediate desires and distractions, to create and follow through on well-thought-out plans, and to respond to unexpected developments with resilience and flexibility. Strategic thinking is about seeing the bigger picture, anticipating consequences, and continuously adjusting to ensure that each step taken is intentional and aligned with our ultimate objectives. Many people believe that strategic thinking is a rare gift, a skill only top executives, military leaders, or accomplished professionals possess. However, the truth is that anyone can learn to think strategically. Just as one would strengthen muscles through regular exercise, we can sharpen our strategic thinking through consistent practice, reflection, and skill building. Once developed, this ability becomes a versatile tool that can be applied to virtually any challenge, whether it's making critical career decisions, building and sustaining meaningful relationships, managing financial resources, or achieving personal goals. In essence, strategic thinking helps us make the most of our residential resources, time and energy, enabling us to progress toward our aspirations more effectively. To begin understanding the value of strategic thinking, it helps to recognize the different levels of thinking involved in decision-making. On the surface, most of us make decisions based on immediate needs or desires, often prioritizing short-term satisfaction over long-term gains. Strategic thinking, however, operates on a different level. It encourages us to look ahead, to consider both the benefits and potential drawbacks of each decision, and to align our actions with larger long-term goals. This process helps us avoid common pitfalls such as impulsive decisions, reactive behaviors, and the tunnel vision that can arise when we focus only on the present. In learning to think strategically, we begin to shift from a reactive to a proactive mindset, one that positions us to influence our own circumstances rather than simply responding to them. One of the hallmarks of strategic thinking is the ability to anticipate and plan for potential obstacles and uncertainties. Life is inherently unpredictable, and the best laid plans often go awry. Strategic thinkers understand that flexibility is key, and they are prepared to pivot or adjust as situations evolve. This adaptability is rooted in a keen sense of awareness, both of oneself and of external factors. Strategic thinkers invest time in understanding the environment they are operating within, in identifying potential challenges, observing trends, and learning from both past experiences and the experiences of others. They view setbacks not as insurmountable obstacles, but as valuable learning opportunities that inform and strengthen future decisions. Moreover, strategic thinking involves more than just formulating plans. It also includes knowing when to take calculated risks. Strategic thinkers understand that some degree of risk is often necessary to achieve significant rewards. They approach risk-taking with caution and clarity, carefully assessing potential outcomes and making informed decisions based on the best available information. In doing so, they increase their chances of success while minimizing avoidable pitfalls. This disciplined approach to risk management allows them to pursue opportunities that others may overlook or avoid, giving them a unique advantage in competitive or uncertain situations. Building on this idea, strategic think also requires a level of patience and perspective. Success is rarely instantaneous, and strategic thinkers recognize that meaningful progress often requires sustained effort over time. Rather than expecting immediate results, they focus on the cumulative impact of their actions, understanding that small, consistent steps forward can lead to substantial achievements over time. This patience, combined with a commitment to reflection and improvement, allows strategic thinkers to stay the course, even when progress appears slow or when they encounter temporary setbacks. Throughout the pages of this book, we will explore the essential components of strategic thinking and examine how these principles can be applied to a wide range of challenges and goals, from setting clear objectives and analyzing options to enhancing decision-making skills and cultivating resilience. Each chapter offers practical insights and exercises designed to help you become a more effective and confident strategic thinker. By integrating these strategies into your daily life, you'll be better equipped to navigate complex situations, Capitalize on opportunities and overcome obstacles with purpose and precision as you embark on this journey to develop your strategic thinking abilities. Remember that this skill is not only about achieving success but also about enhancing self-awareness and personal growth. The more you learn to think strategically, the more you'll discover about your strengths, your values, and your capacity to shape your future. Strategic thinking empowers you to take control of your life, to turn challenges into opportunities, and to create a path toward the life you truly desire in a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming. The ability to think strategically is a powerful asset. It enables you to cut through the noise, to focus on what truly matters, and to make choices that bring you closer to your aspirations. With each chapter, we'll take a closer look at the principles and techniques that can help you unlock this potential, allowing you to approach every challenge with clarity, confidence, and a deep sense of purpose. By the end of this book, you'll not only be better equipped to outsmart any challenge that comes your way, but you'll also have the tools to lead a more intentional, fulfilled, and strategically aligned life. Chapter 1. Understanding the fundamentals of strategy. Strategic thinking begins with understanding the fundamentals of strategy itself. While it's a term often used to in business and military contexts, the concept of strategy applies broadly to nearly every aspect of life. At its core, strategy is about aligning actions with long-term objectives. It's not just about choosing the best tactics in the moment, but about mapping a pathway that anticipates future challenges, maximizes strengths, and considers all available resources to reach a specific destination. To truly master strategic thinking, it's important to understand the distinction between strategy and tactics. While they are often used interchangeably, they represent two very different levels of planning and execution. Tactics are specific actions or steps taken to achieve a short-term goal. For instance, studying for an exam is a tactical move to improve performance in a course. Strategy, on the other hand, is broader and long-term. It involves planning an academic journey that aligns with a career path. In this way, tactics of the building blocks of strategy, while strategy is the framework that gives meaning and coherence to those tactical actions. The core components of a strategy. Creating an effective strategy involves several key components: understanding objectives, evaluating resources, assessing the environment, and developing a plan of action. Let's break down each of these elements. Setting clear objectives. Every strategy begins with a well-defined goal. Without a clear objective, there's no anchor to ground the plan, which can lead to scattered efforts and wasted resources. When setting objectives, it's essential to focus on long-term goals that align with one's values and aspirations. Effective objectives should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, often referred to as SMART goals. For example, if your goal is career advancement, you might set a long-term objective of reaching a specific position within 5 years, along with smaller milestones to track your progress. Evaluating available resources. Strategy is as much about managing resources as it is about setting goals. Resources include time, money, skills, relationships, and any other assets that can help in reaching the objective. A clear assessment of resources can prevent overextension and help in prioritizing actions. By identifying strengths such as relevant skills or a supportive network and recognizing limitations such as limited time or finances, you can create a strategy that is both realistic and effective. This evaluation step ensures that you're fully aware of what you have to work with and can allocate resources effectively. Assessing the environment. Effective strategic thinking also involves understanding the external environment, whether in business, personal life, or any competitive field. Outside factors can play a significant role in the success or failure of a plan. For instance, in business, analyzing industry trends, economic conditions, and competitor behavior is essential for creating a resilient strategy. In personal life, considering one's social environment, available opportunities, and potential obstacles helps in shaping realistic plans. This environmental awareness allows strategic thinkers to anticipate challenges and recognize opportunities that may not be immediately. Developing a plan of action. Once objectives, resources, and the environment have been evaluated, the next step is to develop a cohesive plan. This plan should outline specific steps or tactics needed to achieve the larger strategic goal. Each step should be intentional with a clear purpose that contributes to the overall objective. For example, if the goal is to Establish a new career path. The plan might include actionable steps such as acquiring new qualifications, networking within the industry, or gaining relevant experience through internships or volunteer opportunities. Each action should be designed to bring you closer to the objective while remaining adaptable to accommodate unexpected developments. The role of flexibility in strategy. One of the most important yet often overlooked aspects of strategy is flexibility. Even the best laid plans can encounter obstacles, and strategic thinkers understand the need to adapt as situations evolve. In a constantly changing world, rigid plans are vulnerable, while flexible strategies that can adjust to new information or unexpected events are more likely to succeed. Flexibility also requires a mindset that is open to learning and growth. When faced with setbacks, strategic thinkers evaluate the situation, learn from it, and adjust their plans rather than abandoning them altogether. The art of strategy lies not just in creating a plan, but in refining it as you go. Flexibility does not mean having a vague or weak plan. Rather, it means that the plan is resilient enough to handle adjustments without losing sight of the ultimate goal. This balance between firmness and purpose, and adaptability and execution, is what separates effective strategies from plans that fall apart under pressure. The importance of long-term vision. A fundamental trait of strategic thinkers is their ability to focus on the big picture while managing the details of execution. This long-term vision keeps them grounded and helps them make decisions that align with their ultimate objectives. For example, a person pursuing financial independence may prioritize investments and savings over immediate luxury purchases, understanding that the temporary sacrifices will lead to greater rewards in the future. By keeping the end goal in mind, strategic thinkers avoid the trap of short-term satisfaction at the expense of long-term progress. In addition, having a long-term vision helps in maintaining motivation and resilience when challenges arise. A clear vision of the desired outcome serves as a source of motivation, reminding you of the purpose behind each decision and the reward that awaits at the end. This vision-driven approach allows strategic thinkers to stay focused and determined, even when faced with temporary setbacks. Chapter 2. Setting clear goals and objectives. In the journey of strategic thinking, setting clear goals and objectives is a crucial step that defines the direction and purpose of any strategy. Goals are the foundation upon which strategies are built, and they serve as a guiding compass, helping you stay focused and motivated throughout the process. But not all goals are created equal. Clear, meaningful objectives can elevate a plan, while vague or unrealistic goals can hinder progress and dilute the effectiveness of a strategy. To ensure goals have the power to drive your strategy, they should be specific, purposeful, and aligned with your broader aspirations. Clarity is essential because it gives goals the structure needed to make meaningful progress. For example, instead of aiming to improve professionally, a more defined goal might be to attain a managerial role in my field. This level of specificity provides a distinct endpoint to work toward and allows for the creation of a tailored strategy that paves the way toward achieving that objective. The power of purposeful goals. Purposeful goals tap into your core motivations. When goals resonate with personal values or ambitions, they become not only achievable but inspiring. Purpose adds depth and meaning to each step taken toward your goal, serving as a reminder of why the journey is worthwhile. Strategic thinkers understand that goals aligned with their values or long-term vision are easier to commit to, as they foster a deep-rooted sense of determination and resilience. When set goals, consider what truly matters to you. Reflect on why you are setting a particular objective and how it fits into the larger picture of your life or career. For instance, if your goal is to advance in a specific field, it's helpful to identify the underlying reason for that ambition. Perhaps it's driven by a desire for stability, fulfillment, or the opportunity to make a meaningful impact. Whatever the reason, ensuring your goals are purposeful will provide a strong foundation for your strategy and reinforce your motivation. Breaking down goals into manageable objectives. A key component of goal setting is breaking down large goals into smaller, manageable objectives. Big, ambitious goals can often feel daunting, especially when the path to achieving them is unclear. To create a structured and achievable path, it's helpful to deconstruct these goals into smaller objectives that act as stepping stones. Each objective represents a specific milestone, making the journey less overwhelming and helping you see incremental progress along the way. For example, if your goal is to write a book, breaking it down into smaller objectives such as drafting an outline, completing a chapter a month, and scheduling regular writing sessions can make the process much more approachable. By focusing on one objective at a time, you build momentum and reduce the risk of feeling discouraged. This approach also makes it easier to adapt the strategy as you go, allowing you to make adjustments while staying on track. The importance of realistic goals. While ambition is essential, it's equally important to ensure that goals are realistic and grounded in your current abilities and resources. Setting unattainable goals can lead to frustration and disappointment, which can weaken the resolve to continue. Realistic goals, on the other hand, account for your starting point and available resources, making the process both challenging and attainable. When assessing the realism of your goals, consider factors such as time, financial resources, skills, and external obligations. For instance, if your objective is to save a specific amount of money within a year, assess your current financial situation, your expenses, and any constraints that could affect your ability to reach that goal. By doing so, you create a plan that's both challenging and achievable, giving you a sense of accomplishment as you make progress. Prioritizing in goals for focus and efficiency. Strategic thinkers often have multiple goals in different areas of their lives, from career advancement to personal growth to financial stability. To ensure that each goal receives the attention it deserves, it's important to prioritize them based on urgency, importance, and relevance to your overall vision. Prioritizing allows you to focus your resources and efforts on goals that will have the most significant impact. Start by ranking your goals based on their alignment with your long-term aspirations and their potential impact. For instance, if one of your goals is to transition to a new career, this may take precedence over less pressing objectives, like taking up a new hobby. By narrowing your focus, you not only enhance the chances of achieving key goals, but also avoid spreading yourself too thin. A focused approach helps maintain energy and motivation, allowing you to make meaningful progress without feeling overwhelmed. Creating a timeline for goal achievement. Goals without timelines risk becoming endless aspirations. By assigning timeframes to each goal and its associated objectives, you create a sense of accountability and momentum. A timeline provides structure and helps prevent procrastination, making it easier to track progress and stay engaged with the strategy. Each timeline should be both flexible and realistic, allowing for adjustments as circumstances change while still encouraging consistent action. Consider breaking your timeline into smaller intervals, such as weekly or monthly checkpoints. These checkpoints act as progress markers, allowing you to reflect on your achievements and adjust your approach as needed. For example, if your goal is to complete a certification program, setting a timeline that includes monthly milestones for each module can keep you on track without the pressure of completing everything at once. The timeline should also include buffer periods for unexpected delays or CHGs, ensuring that you maintain momentum without feeling pressured to meet rigid deadlines. Adapting goals to changing circumstances. Life is unpredictable, and the path to achieving any goal is rarely linear. Strategic thinkers understand that adaptability is essential to maintaining progress, especially when external factors disrupt plans. When circumstances change, don't hesitate to revisit and adjust your goals to reflect the new situation. This might involve modifying timelines, reallocating resources, or even refining the goal itself to better align with current conditions. For instance, if you're pursuing a professional goal but experience a major life event that requires your attention, it's natural to adjust the timeline or scale of the goal temporarily. Adaptability is not a sign of failure, it's a mark of resilience. By remaining flexible and responsive to change, you keep your goals within reach while navigating life's inevitable twists and turns. Committing to continuous reflection and adjustment. Effective goal setting is an ongoing process that benefits from regular reflection. Strategic thinkers routinely assess their progress and consider whether their goals still align with their priorities and circumstances. This habit of self-reflection helps you stay connected to your goals, allowing you to identify areas for improvement and make adjustments as needed. Reflect on both your successes and setbacks, as each offers valuable insights. Celebrate progress to reinforce positive behaviors and evaluate obstacles to understand how similar challenges can be avoided in the future. By committing to this continuous process of assessment and adjustment, you build a strategy that evolves with you, ensuring that your goals remain relevant and achievable. Chapter 3. Analyzing and adapting to situational dynamics. Strategic thinking requires not only clear objectives but a keen awareness of the context in which decisions are made. The ability to analyze and adapt to situational dynamics is essential to building strategies that are resilient, insightful, and responsive to changing conditions. Situational awareness, the understanding of external and internal factors influencing your progress, helps in identifying opportunities, anticipating challenges, and adapting to new developments without losing sight of your objectives. This chapter explores how to cultivate this awareness and leverage it to enhance your strategic approach. Situational dynamics vary widely across different environments, whether it's in the workplace, in personal projects, or in navigating everyday life, but common to all scenarios is the need for a thorough understanding of both internal and external factors. Internal factors are those within your control, such as your strengths, weaknesses, resources, and mindset. External factors encompass everything outside your immediate control: market trends, social dynamics, competition, and unexpected disruptions. By consistently evaluating both, you gain a balanced perspective that keeps you informed and adaptable. The importance of environmental scanning. A fundamental part of situational analysis is environmental scanning, which involves continuously monitoring and assessing the external landscape to gather insights that inform strategic choices. Environmental scanning helps you stay aware of trends, shifts, and emerging threats or opportunities, enabling you to make informed, proactive decisions. For example, in a business context, scanning might include researching industry reports, following market trends, observing competitor activities, or monitoring changes and customer preferences. In a personal setting, environmental scanning might involve observing social dynamics, evaluating economic factors, or staying updated on developments relevant to your goals. Successful environmental scanning is about asking the right questions. Consider questions like, what trends could impact my goal? Who are my competitors or allies? What external changes could influence my resources? This mindset encourages you to be observant and anticipatory rather than reactive, allowing you to respond effectively to changes and make adjustments when necessary. Conducting a SWOT analysis to better understand the full range of factors impacting your strategy. A SWOT analysis is a helpful tool. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This analysis offers a structured way to examine both internal and external dynamics, giving you a clearer view of where you stand and what you might need to adapt. Strengths are the internal resources, skills, or advantages you have that can help you achieve your goals. Identifying your strengths allows you to leverage them effectively and maximize their impact on your strategy. Weaknesses are internal limitations or gaps that might hinder progress. Recognizing weaknesses doesn't mean dwelling on them, but rather being aware of areas for improvement or areas where support might be necessary. Opportunities are external factors that could positively impact your progress, such as emerging trends, supportive networks, or economic shifts in your favor. By recognizing opportunities, or you can incorporate them into your strategy to enhance effectiveness. Threats are external challenges that could impede progress, such as competition, regulatory changes, or market fluctuations. Identifying threats allows you to develop contingency plans and prepare for potential obstacles. Conducting a SWOT analysis regularly ensures that your strategy remains relevant and aligned with the dynamic environment around you. By consistently evaluating these factors, you maintain the flexibility to adapt, leveraging strengths and opportunities, while proactively addressing weaknesses and threats. The role of flexibility and adaptation. Once situational dynamics are understood, flexibility becomes essential. Strategic thinkers understand that rigid adherence to an original plan can be counterproductive, especially when the environment changes in unexpected ways. Flexibility doesn't mean abandoning goals. It means being open to revising methods or timelines to stay on course. By maintaining a flexible mindset, you create a strategy that can adapt and evolve rather than one that breaks under pressure. Flexibility can be challenging, as it often involves letting go of initial expectations or adjusting strategies that may have felt secure. However, it's a key trait of successful strategic thinkers. For example, imagine an Entrepreneur with a business plan focused on in-person sales who faces unexpected social restrictions. Instead of holding on to the original model, a flexible thinker would adapt to a new approach such as online sales to continue pursuing their goals despite the changing conditions. Flexibility empowers you to pivot and find alternative paths, ensuring that progress is maintained even in unpredictable circumstances. Developing contingency plans. A well-rounded strategy includes contingency planning. Contingency plans are backup strategies designed to address potential obstacles, ensuring that disruptions don't derail progress. By anticipating potential challenges and preparing alternatives, you create a safety net that keeps your goals within reach, even if your initial approach encounters a roadblock. To develop effective contingency plans, consider what could go wrong in different scenarios. Ask yourself questions like, what would I do if resources became limited? How would I adjust if a key aspect of my plan were delayed? What alternatives exist if my primary strategy is no longer feasible? These questions encourage proactive problem solving, allowing you to visualize possible solutions before they're needed. Contingency planning enhances your ability to respond calmly and decisively to setbacks, turning potential obstacles into manageable adjustments. Leveraging feedback for continuous improvement. Feedback is a powerful tool in adapting to situational dynamics, whether it's feedback from mentors, colleagues, or self-reflection. Understanding how others perceive your progress can provide valuable insights into areas of improvement. Feedback helps identify blind spots, issues, or challenges that may not be immediately apparent, and offers fresh perspectives that can inform strategic adjustments. When seeking feedback, approach it with an open mind, considering it an opportunity for growth rather than criticism. Constructive feedback highlights both strengths and areas for improvement, allowing you to refine your approach continuously. By regularly incorporating feedback, you remain adaptable and receptive to new ideas, enhancing the overall quality and resilience of your strategy. Cultivating situational awareness as a habit. Situational awareness is not a one-time task, but an ongoing practice that strengthens your adaptability. Strategic thinkers cultivate a habit of observing, analyzing, and reflecting on their environment, regularly asking questions like, what has changed since I last assessed my strategy? Are there new opportunities or challenges? This regular habit of situational analysis allows you to maintain a clear, updated perspective, ensuring your strategy remains relevant and effective. To cultivate situational awareness, consider setting aside time each week or month to reflect on both internal and external factors impacting your progress. This could involve journaling, discussing developments with trusted peers, or reviewing recent achievements and challenges. By making situational analysis a regular habit, you stay proactive, anticipating changes before they require immediate action. Chapter 4. Crafting creative and flexible plans. Once you have a clear objective and an understanding of the situational dynamics, the next step in strategic thinking is crafting a plan that is both creative and flexible. Strategic plans often need to navigate obstacles, unexpected changes, and complex challenges, which requires an approach that goes beyond rigid formulaic steps. A creative and flexible plan gives you the framework to stay on track while remaining open to new solutions, alternative paths, and unforeseen opportunities. Creativity and planning is not just about coming up with innovative ideas, it's about being resourceful and open-minded when you approach planning. With creativity, you allow yourself to see beyond conventional solutions and find paths that others might overlook. Flexibility, on the other hand, enables you to adapt your plan as circumstances change, ensuring that you can still move forward without being bound by a single unyielding method. Together, creativity and flexibility provide the agility needed to tackle complex challenges effectively. The role of creative problem solving. Creative problem solving is a key aspect of effective planning. It allows you to approach challenges from multiple perspectives, leading to innovative and resourceful solutions in a world where circumstances can shift unexpectedly. Being able to think outside the box is invaluable. Creative problem solving encourages you to see potential solutions in unexpected places and prevents you from feeling stuck when traditional methods don't yield results. One way to enhance creativity in problem solving is to actively challenge assumption. When you find yourself faced with a challenge, take a moment to question the assumptions you may have about it. For example, if you assume that achieving a goal requires a specific set of resources, or conditions. Ask yourself if there might be alternative ways to reach the same result. By questioning your assumptions, you open up the possibility of discovering unique solutions that may not have been obvious initially. Another technique for creative problem solving is to engage in brainstorming sessions, either alone or with others. Allow yourself to generate ideas without judgment or self-editing. Even ideas that seem impractical at first can lead to valuable insights or spark new approaches. Once you've generated a range of ideas, you can refine and evaluate them to find solutions that align with your goals and resources. Building flexibility into your plan while creativity provides you with diverse options. Flexibility ensures that your plan can adapt to changing conditions. A flexible plan is not overly detailed or rigid. It allows for modifications and alternative routes without sacrificing the ultimate objective. Flexibility can be built into a plan by incorporating contingency options, setting broad milestones, and remaining open to feedback. When crafting a flexible plan, consider mapping out several possible paths to achieve your goal instead of committing to a single approach. Outline different scenarios that could arise and determine how you might respond to each one. For example, if you're planning a career change, you might develop multiple pathways, one that involves gaining additional certifications, another that focuses on networking and mentorship, and yet another that looks at starting in a different but related role. By having several paths, you create a plan that is robust and adaptable to various circumstances. Another way to build flexibility into your plan is to use broad milestones rather than rigid deadlines. Instead of setting strict completion dates, create milestones that represent key points of progress. These milestones can serve as checkpoints, allowing you to assess where you are and make adjustments as needed. This approach helps reduce the pressure to stick to a rigid schedule and gives you room to adapt based on real-time feedback and changing circumstances. Embracing a growth mindset. A growth mindset, the belief that skills and abilities can be developed through effort and learning, plays a crucial role in crafting flexible and creative plans. People with a growth mindset view challenges as opportunities to learn, which makes them more willing to explore alternative solutions and adjust their plans when needed. This mindset fosters resilience, allowing you to embrace setbacks as part of the journey rather than viewing them as failures. When creating a plan, adopt a mindset that is open to change and continuous improvement. Embrace the idea that each step in the plan is an opportunity to learn and grow. For instance, if a particular approach isn't yielding results, consider it a chance to refine your strategy or develop new skills. This approach not only enhances your flexibility but also makes the process of achieving your goals more rewarding. Leveraging resources creatively. Strategic thinkers understand the importance of using available resources creatively. Resources are not limited to tangible assets like money or equipment. They also include time, skills, relationships, and knowledge. When you look at resources creatively, you often find that you have more options than you initially realized. For example, if your goal requires a skill you haven't yet mastered, consider creative ways to acquire that skill without formal training. You might explore online courses, seek mentorship, or practice through volunteer opportunities. Alternatively, if financial resources are limited, you could explore collaborative partnerships or resource sharing opportunities that allow you to achieve your goal without significant monetary investment. This creative use of resources adds depth to your plan, making it both feasible and flexible. Continuously evaluating and adjusting your plan. A flexible plan is one that's regularly evaluated and adjusted based on progress and new information. By setting aside time to review your plan, you can assess what's working, identify areas for improvement, and make informed adjustments. This continuous evaluation process prevents you from becoming too attached to any single aspect of your plan and encourages you to remain responsive to new insights. To evaluate your plan effectively, ask yourself questions like, what has changed since I started? Are there any new obstacles or opportunities? What progress have I made toward my milestones? These questions encourage reflection and self-assessment, which are essential to maintaining a strategy that evolves with you. If you find that a particular approach isn't producing the desired results, be willing to explore alternative methods or adjust your goals accordingly. In addition to self-assessment, consider seeking feedback from trusted individuals who can provide an outside perspective. Others may see challenges or opportunities you haven't noticed and Their insights can help you refine your approach. Regularly integrating feedback in self-reflection ensures that your plan remains aligned with both your goals and the evolving circumstances around you, balancing structure with flexibility. While flexibility is essential, a plan also needs a certain level of structure to keep you focused and motivated. Finding the right balance between structure and flexibility is key to effective strategic planning. Too much structure can make a plan feel restrictive and overwhelming, while too little can lead to aimlessness and lack of progress. A structured yet flexible plan allows you to stay organized while leaving room for adaptation. Consider using tools such as timelines, to-do lists, or project management software to create an outline of tasks, but don't be afraid to adjust these tools as needed. For example, you might use a timeline to track broad milestones, but keep daily or weekly tasks more fluid. This balance helps you stay organized and proactive without feeling confined by overly detailed schedules. Chapter 5. Anticipating encountering obstacles. No matter how well-crafted a plan may be, obstacles are inevitable in any journey toward achieving meaningful goals. Encountering setbacks and challenges is part of the process. Strategic thinkers not only understand this reality but actively prepare for it, anticipating potential obstacles and developing strategies to counter them effectively. By doing so, they build resilience and stay on track even in the face of adversity. Anticipating obstacles is a proactive approach to problem solving rather than waiting for issues to arise. Strategic thinkers analyze potential challenges in advance, preparing responses and backup plans. This readiness reduces the impact of surprises, allowing you to maintain momentum and adapt smoothly. In this chapter, we'll explore techniques for identifying potential obstacles, developing counter-strategies, and maintaining a resilient mindset to overcome challenges. With confidence. Identifying potential obstacles. The first step in countering obstacles is identifying what might stand in the way of achieving your goals. Potential obstacles can take many forms: limited resources, lack of skills, time constraints, competition, or unexpected personal setbacks. Each of these can disrupt progress, so it's essential to analyze and anticipate possible hurdles as part of your strategic planning. One way to identify obstacles is by reflecting on previous experiences. Consider past challenges and setbacks you've encountered in similar situations. What prevented you from achieving certain goals before? What unexpected issues arose, and how did they impact your progress? Reflecting on these experiences can help you recognize patterns and predict similar obstacles in future endeavors. Another approach is to visualize your goal and work backward, identifying steps along the way that might be particularly challenging. Imagine the entire journey, noting potential points where problems could arise. This backward mapping can reveal specific obstacles that may have been overlooked if you only focus on moving forward. Classifying obstacles, internal versus external. When analyzing potential obstacles, it's helpful to categorize them as internal or external. Internal obstacles are those that originate from within, such as self-doubt, lack of skills, or difficulty managing time. External obstacles, on the other hand, come from outside sources such as financial limitations, social dynamics, or competitive pressures. Classifying obstacles in this way allows you to tailor your counter strategies effectively. Internal obstacles often require self-improvement or adjustments to mindset and habits, while external obstacles may involve finding resources, seeking support, or adapting your strategy. By understanding the nature of each obstacle, you can create responses that are specific and impactful, maximizing your ability to overcome both internal and external challenges. Developing counter strategies. Once you've identified potential obstacles, the next step is to develop counter strategies. Counter strategies are planned responses to challenges designed to minimize their impact and keep you moving forward. These strategies are like a toolkit that you can draw from whenever you encounter setbacks. For internal obstacles, counter strategies often involve self-management techniques. For example, if self-doubt is a recurring obstacle, a counter strategy might be to develop affirmations, visualize successful outcomes, or seek feedback from trusted individuals to build confidence. If time management is a challenge, your counter strategy might include breaking tasks into smaller steps, using a scheduling tool, or setting boundaries to protect your time. For external obstacles, counter strategies focus on managing or adapting to outside influences, for instance, if financial constraints are a potential challenge. You could explore alternative funding sources such as part-time work loans or partnerships if a competitive market is a concern. You might focus on identifying a unique selling point or diversifying your offerings to stand out by preparing specific counter-strategies. You empower yourself to handle challenges without feeling overwhelmed or discouraged, creating a contingency plan. In addition to counter-strategies, having a contingency plan can be invaluable when facing significant obstacles. A contingency plan is a backup strategy that allows you to adjust course without abandoning your goal. It's especially useful for addressing larger obstacles that could disrupt your main approach. To create a contingency plan, identify the most critical aspects of your strategy and consider alternative paths to reach your goal. For instance, if you're working on a project that relies on a specific resource, consider how you might proceed if that resource becomes unavailable. Could you substitute it with something else? Could you adjust the timeline or collaborate with others to access similar resources? A contingency plan provides peace of mind, ensuring that even if unexpected events occur, you have a fallback option that keeps you moving forward. Building resilience through a growth mindset. Anticipating encountering obstacles is not only about having practical strategies, it's also about cultivating a mindset that fosters resilience. Resilience, the ability to recover from setbacks and keep moving forward, is a defining characteristic of strategic thinkers. A growth mindset, or the belief that challenges are opportunities to learn and improve, is essential in building resilience. When you approach obstacles with a growth mindset, you view each challenge as a valuable learning experience. Instead of becoming discouraged by setbacks, you ask yourself questions like, what can I learn from this situation? How can I improve my approach? This mindset shifts your focus from the difficulty of the obstacle to the growth potential it offers. By consistently adopting a growth mindset, you strengthen your resilience, making it easier to adapt to and overcome future challenges. Practicing scenario planning. Scenario planning is a technique used by strategic thinkers to prepare for various possible outcomes. By imagining different scenarios that could arise, you can anticipate a range of challenges and develop specific strategies for each one. This practice allows you to mentally rehearse responses to obstacles so you're better prepared to handle them if they occur. To practice scenario planning, brainstorm potential scenarios related to your goal. Think of both positive and challenging situations and consider how you would respond to each. For instance, if your goal is to launch a new product, envision scenarios where demand is unexpectedly high or low, or where a competitor releases a similar product. For each scenario, develop a corresponding plan of action. Scenario planning not only prepares you for various outcomes, but also builds confidence, as you know you're equipped to handle diverse situations. Learning from past setbacks. Learning from past experience is an invaluable part of anticipating encountering obstacles. Each setback you encounter offers insights into what went wrong and how you might approach similar situations differently in the future. Reflecting on past challenges and identifying what could have been improved strengthens your problem-solving skills and informs your approach to future obstacles. After each major setback, take time to analyze what happened. Consider questions like, what was the root cause of the obstacle? Was there anything I could have done differently? What strategies worked and what didn't? This reflection process helps you identify areas for improvement, ensuring that you approach future challenges with greater awareness and skill. The advantage of proactive obstacle management. Anticipating encountering obstacles proactively is a skill that gives strategic thinkers a significant advantage. By preparing for potential setbacks, you create a plan that is resilient, adaptable, and capable of withstanding unexpected challenges. This proactive approach not only reduces the impact of obstacles, but also empowers you to stay focused on your goals regardless of the difficulties that arise. Chapter 6. Enhancing decision-making skills. Strategic thinking relies heavily on making informed, intentional decisions that align with your long-term objectives. Every decision you make shapes the path toward your goals, and improving your decision-making skills ensures that you're making choices that support rather than hinder your progress. Good decision-making is about balancing logic with intuition, analyzing available information, and choosing the option that best fits your strategy. By refining your ability to make thoughtful, confident choices, you become better equipped to navigate challenges and capitalize on opportunities. Decision-making can be Complex especially when faced with multiple options or uncertain outcomes. However, by developing a systematic approach and practicing key decision-making skills, you can strengthen your ability to make decisions that consistently align with your values and goals. In this chapter, we'll explore techniques for effective decision-making, including analyzing options, balancing logic with intuition, and managing risks. Defining your decision-making criteria. The first step to making good decisions is defining the criteria by which you'll evaluate your options. Decision-making criteria are the factors that matter most to you in a given choice. By clarifying these factors in advance, you ensure that each decision is made in alignment with your values, goals, and resources. For example, if you're deciding on a career change, your criteria might include work-life balance, growth potential, financial stability. In alignment with your interests, to establish your criteria, consider what you want to achieve from the decision and what trade-offs you're willing to make. Are you prioritizing immediate gains or long-term growth? Are you focused on financial outcomes, personal fulfillment, or skill development? By identifying these factors, you create a framework that simplifies complex decisions and provides clarity in moments of uncertainty. Using a pros and cons list. One classic but effective tool for decision-making is the pros and cons list. By listing the benefits and drawbacks of each option, you can each choice's potential impact and visualize how it aligns with your criteria. A pros and cons list is particularly helpful when comparing similar options, as it enables you to see the advantages and disadvantages of each choice side by side. To create an effective pros and cons list, start by writing down each option you're considering, then list its positive and negative aspects. Focus on specific factors rather than general impressions. For example, if you're deciding whether to take on a new project, a pro might be the opportunity for skill building, while a con could be the additional time commitment. Once you've listed all the pros and cons, review the list to determine which option aligns best with your goals and values. This approach provides a structured visual analysis that makes it easier to make an informed decision. Balancing logic with intuition. While logic and analysis are essential in decision-making, intuition also plays a valuable role. Intuition, often described as a gut feeling, is the result of accumulated experiences, observations, and subconscious insights. Sometimes intuition can alert you to a risk or opportunity that logic alone might miss. However, relying solely on intuition can lead to impulsive choices, so it's important to strike a balance between reason and instinct. One way to balance logic and intuition is to begin by analyzing your options rationally, using tools like pros and cons lists or criteria-based evaluation. Once you have a clear logical understanding of your choices, allow yourself a moment to reflect on how each option feels. Ask yourself questions like, does this choice excite me? Does it feel aligned with my values and goals? This blend of analysis and intuition ensures that your decisions are both well-reasoned and personally resonant. When intuition points in a direction different from your logical analysis, it can be helpful to pause and explore why. Sometimes intuition highlights something that logic overlooks, such as a potential red flag or an unrecognized opportunity. By considering both perspectives, you create a decision-making process that is thorough, balanced, and aligned with both your mind and your instincts. Managing risks and decision-making. Every decision carries some degree of risk, and managing that risk is a key skill for strategic thinkers. Risk management involves assessing potential downsides and planning ways to minimize their impact. By approaching decisions with a risk mindset, you make choices confidently, knowing you're prepared for possible challenges. To manage risk, start by identifying the potential consequences of each option. Consider the worst-case scenario and ask yourself how likely it is to occur, as well as what you could do to mitigate it. For example, if you're considering a significant financial investment, the worst-case scenario might be losing money. To manage this risk, you could set a limit on the investment amount, conduct thorough research, or diversify your investments to reduce the chance of a total loss. Risk management also includes preparing contingency plans. If your chosen option encounters obstacles, having a backup plan in place allows you to adapt without abandoning your goal. This proactive approach to risk enables you to move forward with greater confidence, knowing that even if things don't go as planned, you're prepared to handle setbacks. Practicing decisiveness, the ability to make choices confidently and promptly, is Possible challenges to manage risk start by identifying the potential consequences of each option. Consider the worst-case scenario and ask yourself how likely it is to occur, as well as what you could do to mitigate it. For example, if you're considering a significant financial investment, the worst-case scenario might be losing money. To manage this risk, you could set a limit on the investment amount, conduct thorough research, or diversify your investments. To reduce the chance of a total loss, risk management also includes preparing contingency plans. If your chosen option encounters obstacles, having a backup plan in place allows you to adapt without abandoning your goal. This proactive approach to risk enables you to move forward with greater confidence, knowing that even if things don't go as planned, you're prepared to handle setbacks. Practicing decisiveness, the ability to make choices confidently and promptly, is a skill that enhances both your effectiveness and efficiency. Strategic thinkers understand that while thorough analysis is important, prolonged indecision can lead to missed opportunities. Practicing decisiveness doesn't mean rushing decisions, rather it means having the confidence to act once you've gathered sufficient information. One way to practice decisiveness is by setting a reasonable deadline for each decision. By giving yourself a time limit, you avoid overanalyzing and keep the process focused. This habit encourages you to make timely choices while ensuring that your decisions are based on sound judgment rather than impulsive reactions. Over time, practicing decisiveness builds confidence, making it easier to trust yourself when facing difficult choices. Learning from past decisions, every decision, whether it leads to success or setback, offers valuable insights that inform future choices. Reflecting on past decisions helps you identify patterns, recognize what worked well, and understand areas for improvement. By learning from experience, you become more skilled at assessing situations and making choices that align with your goals. After making a significant decision, take time to reflect on the process and outcome. Consider questions like, what factors influenced my choice? Did the outcome align with my expectations? What did I learn from this decision? These reflections reveal strengths and weaknesses in your decision-making approach, allowing you to refine your strategy over time. By treating each decision as a learning experience, you continually improve your ability to make informed, confident choices. The role of confidence in decision-making. Confidence is a crucial element of effective decision-making. When you trust your judgment, you're more likely to make choices that align with your values and goals rather than guessing or being swayed by outside opinions. Confidence doesn't mean being infallible, it means being comfortable with the possibility of making mistakes and knowing you have the resilience to learn from them. Building confidence in your decision-making requires practice and self-reflection. Start by making small decisions independently, gradually working up to more complex choices. As you gain experience, you'll become more comfortable with the process and more assured in your ability to make thoughtful choices. Confidence empowers you to take ownership of your decisions, enhancing your ability to navigate challenges with a clear sense of purpose. Chapter 7. Mastering the art of tactical patience. In the world of strategic thinking, knowing when to act is as important as knowing what to do. Tactical patience, the ability to wait for the right moment to take action, allows you to maximize your impact, conserve sources, and avoid unnecessary risks. While decisiveness is vital, it's equally essential to recognize that not all situations demand immediate action. Strategic thinkers understand the power of timing and know that sometimes the best choice is to wait until the odds are more favorable. Tactical patience is not about an action or procrastination, it's a deliberate practice of holding off on a decision or action until the conditions are right. In an environment where there's pressure to act quickly, mastering tactical patience sets you apart. It enables you to observe, gather more information, and respond when circumstances are optimal. This chapter will explore techniques for cultivating patience as a strategic asset, recognizing the right moment to act and balancing patience with purposeful action. Understanding the value of timing. Timing can make or break a strategy. Acting too soon can lead to wasted effort, while waiting too long can result in missed opportunities. Tactical patience allows you to find that sweet spot where conditions align with your objectives, maximizing your chances of success. For instance, in business, launching a new product when the market is ready rather than rushing to beat competitors can yield better results. In personal goals, pacing yourself to avoid burnout can enhance long-term performance and motivation. Strategic thinkers see timing as a variable in their plan, recognizing that success is often about waiting for the right conditions by viewing timing. As an integral part of strategy, you become more attuned to opportunities, knowing when to hold back and when to move forward. Practicing observation and awareness. Tactical patience requires a strong sense of observation and situational awareness. By closely monitoring the environment around you, you can identify subtle changes that signal an opportune moment. Observation helps you gather information, assess trends, and recognize patterns that might impact your decision, whether it's analyzing market conditions, social dynamics, or personal energy levels. Careful observation provides insights that inform timing. One way to practice observation is to engage in regular reflection. Take time each day or week to evaluate your progress. Note any changes in your environment and consider how these might influence your strategy. Ask yourself questions like, what new information has emerged? Are there signs that conditions are improving or declining? By cultivating this habit, you become more aware of the factors influencing your goals and can make better time decisions. Recognizing the signs of readiness, a crucial part of tactical patience is knowing when the conditions are right to act. Recognizing readiness involves both external signals such as changes in market conditions or the availability of resources, and internal readiness such as confidence, skill levels, or mental and physical preparedness. To assess readiness, look for signs that the timing aligns with your strategic objectives. For example, if you're considering a major career shift, readiness might involve gaining relevant experience, financial stability, and a clear understanding of your goals. External readiness could include industry trends that favor your new direction or an upcoming opportunity for growth. Internal readiness is equally important. Trust your intuition and ask yourself whether you feel prepared to take on the challenge. If you notice lingering doubts or recognize gaps in your skills or knowledge, it may be a sign that more preparation is needed. Recognizing these signs helps you act confidently when the timing is right, knowing that you've waited for conditions to align with your goals. Avoiding impatience and impulsivity. Impatience and impulsivity can derail even the most well-thought-out plans. The urge to act quickly, often driven by pressure or excitement, can lead to rushed decisions that overlook important details. While it's natural to want immediate results, strategic thinkers recognize the importance of pacing and resist the temptation to act prematurely. To counter impatience, remind yourself of the value of your long-term goal and the benefits of waiting for the right moment. If you find yourself feeling rushed or anxious, take a step back and consider whether the current conditions align with your objectives. Sometimes the simple act of pausing can help clear your mind and reaffirm your commitment to the bigger picture. One effective way to manage impatience is to break your plan into smaller milestones. By focusing on short-term objectives, you create a sense of progress and accomplishment, which can reduce the urge to take premature action. These small milestones serve as checkpoints, keeping you engaged and allowing you to celebrate incremental achievements while you wait for the ideal time to move forward with larger actions. Balancing patience with purposeful action. While patience is valuable, it's also important not to let it become an excuse for inaction. Tactical patience should always be balanced with purposeful action. Waiting should be a deliberate choice, not an avoidance tactic. Strategic thinkers distinguish between necessary patience and procrastination, using waiting periods to gather information, improve skills, or prepare resources rather than passively delaying. To maintain this balance, establish clear criteria for when you'll take action. These criteria might include specific events, milestones, or thresholds that indicate readiness. For example, if your goal is to start a business, you might decide to act once you've saved a certain amount of capital, completed market research, or secured key partnerships. By setting these benchmarks, you ensure that your patience is purposeful and aligned with tangible progress. Another strategy is to use waiting periods to work on other aspects of your plan while you wait for conditions to align. Focus on building skills, strengthening networks, or refining your ideas. This approach keeps you engaged and productive, transforming waiting time into an active part of your strategic journey. Developing emotional resilience. Tactical patience also requires emotional resilience, the ability to stay calm, focused, and positive while waiting. Patience can be challenged, especially when you're eager to make progress, but emotional resilience helps you manage the frustration and anxiety that can arise during waiting periods. Resilient Individuals understand that patience is part of the process and are less likely to feel discouraged by temporary delays. To build emotional resilience, practice mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing meditation or journaling. These practices help manage stress, allowing you to stay present and grounded. I'll remind yourself of your long-term vision and why patience is necessary for achieving it. This perspective helps reinforce your commitment to your goals, enabling you to wait with confidence and clarity. Chapter 8. Leveraging strengths and identifying weaknesses. A fundamental aspect of strategic thinking is understanding and maximizing your strengths while recognizing and addressing your weaknesses. Leveraging strengths empowers you to perform at your best and achieve results efficiently, while awareness of weaknesses helps you anticipate challenges and seek improvement or support. This balanced self-assessment provides a roadmap for optimizing your resources, adapting your strategy, and continuously refining your approach to overcome obstacles. Knowing your strengths and weaknesses is essential in both personal and professional contexts. When you're clear on what you excel at, you can position yourself to make the most of opportunities, contributing effectively to any goal or team. At the same time, acknowledging areas for growth allows you to mitigate risks and create a strategy that accounts for potential gaps. This chapter will cover techniques for identifying strengths and weaknesses, using your strengths effectively, and addressing weaknesses to create a well-rounded approach to your goals. Conducting a personal strengths assessment. The first step in leveraging strengths is to conduct a thorough assessment of what you do best. Strengths include both inherent talents and skills you've developed over time. These might be technical abilities, soft skills, personal traits, or areas where you consistently perform well. By identifying these strengths, you gain clarity on where you can contribute the most value and where your efforts are likely to have the greatest impact. One way to start assessing your strengths is to reflect on past achievements and analyze what contributed to those successes. Consider questions like, what tasks or activities come naturally to me? Where have I received positive feedback? What do I enjoy doing that also yields positive results? These reflections help pinpoint skills and abilities that not only feel rewarding but are also recognized as strengths by others. Another valuable approach is to seek feedback from trusted peers, mentors, or colleagues. Sometimes others can see strengths in us that we may not recognize ourselves. By asking for feedback, you gain an external perspective that can provide insights into qualities or abilities you might overlook. This comprehensive understanding of your strengths allows you to create a strategy that leverages these assets effectively. Identifying and analyzing weaknesses. Identifying weaknesses is equally important to strategic growth. Weaknesses are areas where you may lack skills, experience, or confidence, and they represent potential obstacles to achieving your goals. By understanding your weaknesses, you can develop a proactive approach to mitigate their impact and find ways to compensate for any limitations. To identify weaknesses, reflect on areas where you've encountered challenges or where progress has been slower than expected. Consider situations where you've struggled, needed assistance, or felt outside your comfort zone. Additionally, think about skills you wish to improve or areas where you feel less confident. These reflections help you pinpoint weaknesses that might benefit from further development or support. It's important to approach weaknesses with a growth mindset, viewing them as opportunities for improvement rather than flaws. Everyone has areas for growth, and strategic thinkers use this knowledge as a guide for self-improvement. By recognizing and acknowledging weaknesses, you set the stage for creating a plan that enhances your overall capability. Leveraging strengths effectively. Once you have a clear understanding of your strengths, the next step is to strategically incorporate them into your plan. Leveraging strengths means aligning your activities and goals with areas where you excel, allowing you to make progress more efficiently and with greater impact. When you focus on your strengths, you increase the likelihood of achieving your objectives and can build momentum by using what comes naturally to you. For example, if one of your strengths is strong communication, look for opportunities that allow you to use this skill to further your goals, such as networking, presentations, or leading team efforts. Similarly, if analytical thinking is a strength, incorporate data-driven decision-making into your strategy to make more informed choices. By centering your plan around your strengths, you create a foundation that supports sustained progress and achievement. Leveraging strengths also involves recognizing when to delegate or seek support in areas where others may have Greater expertise. Strategic thinkers understand that success often requires a team effort, and by focusing on your strengths while collaborating with others, you can create a more comprehensive and balanced approach to reaching your goals. Addressing and compensating for weaknesses. Addressing weaknesses doesn't mean attempting to eliminate them entirely. Instead, it involves finding ways to minimize their impact, either by improving your skills or by creating a strategy that accounts for these gaps. There are several approaches to addressing weaknesses, including skill building, delegation, and seeking mentorship. One option is to work on improving weaknesses that directly impact your goal. For example, if time management is a challenge, you might develop strategies for scheduling and prioritization. Alternatively, if public speaking is a weakness and your goal involves presentations, you could practice speaking techniques or take a course to build confidence. By targeting specific areas for improvement, you gradually reduce the limitations imposed by these weaknesses. Another strategy for addressing weaknesses is delegation in team settings. Strategic thinkers often collaborate with individuals whose strengths complement their own weaknesses. If a project requires technical expertise that isn't within your skill set, collaborating with someone skilled in that area can enhance the quality and efficiency of the work. Delegation not only helps compensate for weaknesses but also encourages teamwork, resulting in a well-rounded approach. Seeking mentorship or guidance from those with experience in your areas of weakness can also be beneficial. A mentor can provide valuable insights, support, and practical advice, helping you navigate challenges and develop the skills needed to overcome limitations. By learning from others, you gain access to new strategies and perspectives that enhance your ability to manage weaknesses effectively. Balancing strengths and weaknesses. While it's essential to leverage strengths, a balanced approach that incorporates both strengths and weaknesses leads to sustainable growth. Over-reliance on strengths can sometimes limit your willingness to step outside your comfort zone, while an excessive focus on weaknesses can lead to discouragement. Strategic thinkers aim to maintain a balance by making the most of their strengths while continuously working to manage and improve weaknesses. To achieve this balance, consider setting goals that incorporate both strengths and areas for growth. For example, if you're skilled in problem solving but less experienced in teamwork, look for opportunities to engage in collaborative projects that allow you to strengthen your teamwork skills while applying your problem solving abilities. This balanced approach not only enhances your effectiveness but also promotes personal and professional growth. Building a growth-oriented mindset. A growth-oriented mindset is the foundation of successfully leveraging strengths and addressing weaknesses. By viewing every experience, both successes and challenges, as an opportunity to learn, you become more adaptable, resilient, and open to self-improvement. Strategic thinkers understand that strengths and weaknesses are not fixed traits. They evolve through experience, practice, and reflection. To cultivate a growth-oriented mindset, practice regular self-reflection and seek feedback from others. Celebrate your progress in areas where you're strong and approach weaknesses with a spirit of curiosity rather than self-criticism. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use my strengths to overcome it? This mindset allows you to embrace both strengths and weaknesses as essential parts of your strategic journey. Creating an action plan for growth. Leveraging strengths and addressing weaknesses effectively requires a practical action plan. Begin by listing your strengths and identifying specific ways to incorporate them into your strategy. For each strength, outline tasks or activities where you can apply these skills to maximize impact. Next, identify one or two key weaknesses that are most relevant to your goal. Create an action plan for addressing these weaknesses, whether it involves skill building, seeking support, or finding ways to minimize their impact. Set achievable milestones for each area of improvement and regularly assess your progress to stay on track. By taking a proactive approach to both strengths and weaknesses, you create a comprehensive strategy that enhances your overall effectiveness. This action plan not only supports goal achievement but also fosters continuous growth, allowing you to evolve as a strategic thinker. Chapter 9. Executing strategies with precision. After setting goals, crafting a flexible plan, and aligning your strategy with your strengths and weaknesses, the next step is the most critical: execution. Successful execution requires precision, consistency, and a clear Understanding of each step in your plan while creating a strategy is essential. It's the disciplined and focused execution that ultimately transforms ideas into tangible results. Strategic thinkers understand that careful, deliberate action is the bridge between planning and achievement, making execution a skill in its own right. Executing with precision means following through on your plan while staying adaptable and detail-oriented. It involves tracking progress, assessing results, and making adjustments to ensure that each step moves you closer to your goals. This chapter will cover techniques for maintaining focus, measuring success, and refining your approach to ensure effective goal-oriented execution. Setting milestones and tracking progress. One of the most effective ways to execute with precision is by setting specific milestones along the way. Milestones are smaller goals or checkpoints that act as indicators of progress. Breaking down a larger goal into manageable steps, they give structure to your plan and allow you to measure success incrementally. By achieving each milestone, you build momentum and reinforce your commitment to the overarching objective. To set milestones, consider the key stages of your journey and identify significant points where progress can be assessed. For example, if your goal is to launch a new business, milestones might include developing a business plan, securing initial funding, launching a website, and conducting a first round of customer outreach. Each milestone should be specific, achievable, and aligned with your broader strategy. Creating a clear path forward. Tracking progress is equally important. Regularly assess where you are in relation to your milestones and adjust your plan if needed. Use tools such as calendars, project management software, or a personal journal to document progress and reflect on each step. Tracking keeps you accountable and enables you to recognize both achievements and areas where you may need to refocus. Maintaining focus and minimizing distractions. Precision and execution requires consistent focus. Distractions can derail progress, reduce efficiency, and dilute the impact of your efforts. To maintain focus, strategic thinkers prioritize their tasks and eliminate or minimize potential distractions. One approach to staying focused is the time block in technique. By dedicating specific blocks of time to key tasks, you ensure that each activity receives your full attention. During these blocks, set aside distractions such as mobile notifications, unnecessary meetings, or low-priority tasks. Protecting your time allows you to make meaningful progress without interruptions. Another technique is the 2-minute rule for handling small tasks. If a task takes 2 minutes or less, do it immediately rather than and letting it accumulate. This approach prevents minor tasks from piling up and creating unnecessary distractions. For larger tasks, consider breaking them down into smaller steps and tackling them systematically, avoiding the overwhelm that can come from trying to address everything at once. Embracing discipline and consistency. Execution relies not only on focus but also on discipline and consistency. Consistency in small daily actions often has a greater impact than sporadic bursts of intense effort. Strategic thinkers approach execution as a habit, building routines that keep them moving forward even when motivation fluctuates. By integrating discipline into your daily practice, you reinforce your commitment to your goal and reduce the likelihood of burnout. To build discipline, start by creating a daily routine that aligns with your objectives. This routine could include time for focused work, regular check-ins with your progress, and short breaks to recharge. By establishing a routine, you turn goal-oriented actions into habits, making it easier to sustain your efforts over time. Consistency allows you to build momentum, and with each day that you stick to your plan, you move closer to your objective. Adjusting with agility. While precision and execution is essential, it's equally important to remain flexible and willing to adjust as you go. Unexpected challenges, new information, or changing circumstances may require you to refine your approach. Strategic thinkers execute with agility, balancing commitment to their plan with an openness to change to stay agile. Regularly review your progress and assess whether your current approach remains effective. If you encounter obstacles, take time to analyze them and consider alternative solutions. For example, if a particular strategy isn't producing the desired results, explore other options or adjust your timeline. Agility and execution prevents you from becoming overly attached to one method, allowing you to adapt your strategy without losing momentum. Another way to incorporate agility is to schedule periodic reviews of your plan. These reviews offer an opportunity to reflect on your progress, Reassess priorities and make adjustments by treating execution as a dynamic process. You remain adaptable and responsive to any changes in your environment. Measuring success and analyzing results. Measuring success is a critical component of executing with precision. Clear metrics allow you to evaluate whether each action aligns with your objectives and contributes to your overall goal. Metrics might include quantitative indicators like sales or website traffic, as well as qualitative measures such as customer satisfaction or personal growth. To measure success, effectively establish key performance indicators (KPIs) that are relevant to your goal. These indicators act as benchmarks, enabling you to track progress and make data-driven decisions. For instance, if your goal is to grow a social media presence, KPIs might include follower growth, engagement rate, and content reach. By monitoring these metrics, you gain insights into what's working and where adjustments may be needed. In addition to measuring outcomes, take time to analyze the process. Reflect on how you approached each milestone, the challenges you encountered, and the adjustments you made. This analysis provides valuable feedback for future projects, helping you refine your approach to execution and identify best practices. Building accountability. Accountability is a powerful motivator for precise execution. When you hold yourself accountable to your goals, you reinforce your commitment and maintain momentum. Strategic thinkers use various methods to stay accountable, including tracking progress, setting deadlines, and sharing goals with others. One effective way to build accountability is to enlist a trusted partner or mentor who can provide support, encouragement, and feedback. Regular check-ins with someone who understands your goals help you stay focused and offer an external perspective on your progress. Additionally, sharing your milestones with others, whether friends, family, or colleagues, creates a sense of responsibility that can motivate you to stay on track. Self-accountability is equally important. By setting personal deadlines and reflecting on your achievements, you create a system that encourages ongoing progress. Holding yourself accountable fosters discipline and reinforces the importance of each action, making it easier to stay committed to your objectives. Reflecting on execution and celebrating achievements. Execution is not just about reaching the end goal, it's about recognizing the effort, dedication, and growth that occur along the way. Regular reflection allows you to appreciate your progress, learn from each step, and celebrate achievements no matter how small. Reflecting on your execution process provides insights into your strengths, areas for improvement, and lessons learned. Take time at the end of each week or month to review your progress, identify successes, and acknowledge challenges. This reflection keeps you connected to your goals, reinforces your commitment, and provides motivation for the journey ahead. Celebrating achievements, whether reaching a milestone or overcoming a challenge, boosts morale and reminds you of the progress you've made. Recognize each accomplishment and take time to appreciate the effort that went into it. Celebrating achievements builds confidence, making it easier to stay motivated and continue executing with precision. Chapter 10. Learning from outcomes and iterating for success. With each goal reached and every strategy executed, there lies a unique opportunity to grow, refine, and set the stage for future success. Strategic thinking doesn't end with the completion of a single plan. It's an ongoing process of learning from outcomes, evaluating what worked and what didn't, and using that knowledge to enhance future endeavors. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to reflect on your achievements, learn from setbacks, and continuously iterate to ensure lasting success in all your pursuits. Strategic think view every outcome as valuable feedback, whether the result meets, exceeds, or falls short of expectations. Each outcome holds insights that can shape your approach going forward. This iterative mindset, one that values continuous improvement over perfection, empowers you to take what you've learned and apply it to future challenges, making you more resilient, adaptable, and prepared for whatever comes next. Reflecting on successes and setbacks. Reflection is a powerful tool for growth. After completing a project, goal, or strategy, taking time to reflect on the journey allows you to celebrate your successes, understand your strengths, and recognize areas for improvement. Successes offer insights into what you're doing well, while setbacks highlight areas where adjustments may be needed. By reflecting on both, you develop a balanced perspective that strengthens your approach. Begin your reflection by asking questions like, what went well? What contributed to my success? What challenges did I encounter, and how did I overcome them? This process encourages you to identify patterns and practices that supported your progress, helping you carry them forward into Future goals additionally consider any moments of difficulty and examine how they impacted your results. Understanding what didn't work as planned can reveal opportunities for growth, enabling you to refine your strategy. Celebrating your successes is equally important. Recognizing your achievements fosters a sense of accomplishment, reinforces positive behaviors, and builds confidence. Take time to acknowledge the effort you invested, the skills you developed, and the resilience you demonstrated. Celebrating success is a reminder that each step, no matter how small, contributes to your overarching goals and personal growth. Analyzing feedback and insights. Feedback is an invaluable source of information that can guide your future strategies, whether it comes from mentors, colleagues, customers, or self-reflection. Feedback provides an external perspective that often reveals blind spots or strengths you may not see on your own. Strategic thinkers actively seek feedback as part of their iterative process, using it to enhance their skills and approach. When analyzing feedback, approach it with an open mind, focusing on how it can help you improve. Constructive feedback may highlight areas for growth, while positive feedback can affirm your strengths and reinforce effective practices. By viewing feedback as a tool for continuous improvement rather than criticism, you empower yourself to learn and adapt. After gathering feedback, consider how you can integrate it into your future plans. For example, if feedback indicates that your communication skills were a strength, think about how you can leverage this skill in future projects. If it highlights an area for improvement, such as time management, use this insight to explore strategies or tools that can help you stay organized. Incorporating feedback into your strategic process ensures that each experience enhances your overall capability. Embracing a growth-oriented, iterative mindset. A growth-oriented mindset, the belief that skills and abilities can be developed through effort and learning, is essential for successful iteration. By viewing each experience as a learning opportunity, you become more adaptable and resilient, approaching challenges with curiosity rather than frustration. Embracing a growth mindset allows you to see setbacks as stepping stones toward future success, giving you the confidence to try new approaches and continuously refine your strategy. To cultivate this mindset, treat every outcome as a starting point rather than an end point. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? How can I apply these insights going forward? This perspective shifts the focus from achieving a perfect result to building on each experience, creating a cycle of improvement that enhances your skills, knowledge, and resilience over time. Implementing iteration in future strategies. Iteration is the practice of refining your approach over time, making small adjustments based on what you learn. This cycle of plan, execute, review, and adjust is at the heart of strategic growth. With each iteration, you gain greater clarity, build on your successes, and address any gaps, creating a process that evolves with you to implement iteration. Consider starting with small adjustments before making major changes. For instance, if your recent strategy revealed that you work best in short, focused bursts, try incorporating these bursts into your next project. If you found that certain tasks took longer than expected, adjust your timeline accordingly. Each iteration brings you closer to an approach that is optimized for your unique strengths, preferences, and goals. Additionally, set aside regular review periods to evaluate your progress. These reviews provide an opportunity to analyze what's working, identify areas for improvement, and make informed decisions about future adjustments. By making iteration an integral part of your strategy, you develop a mindset of continuous growth that keeps you moving forward regardless of challenges. Cultivating resilience through learning. Iteration builds resilience by teaching you how to adapt and improve in response to challenges. Resilience is the ability to recover and thrive despite setbacks, and it's a defining trait of strategic thinkers. Each iteration reinforces this resilience, allowing you to approach future goals with confidence and determination. To cultivate resilience, focus on the lessons you gain from each experience rather than the outcome itself. View challenges as opportunities to strengthen your skills and develop new strategies. By embracing a mindset of learning and growth, you build the mental fortitude to overcome obstacles and maintain momentum no matter the circumstances. Resilient thinkers understand that setbacks are temporary and each iteration brings them closer to success. This mindset encourages you to persevere, knowing that each adjustment, each refinement is another step toward your ultimate goal. In this way, Resilience becomes not just a reaction to challenges, but an active part of your strategic process concluding the journey. Strategic thinking as a lifelong skill. As you reach the conclusion of this journey, remember that strategic thinking is more than a set of techniques. It's a lifelong skill that transforms the way you approach challenges, pursue goals, and learn from experiences. By applying the principles of strategic thinking, you create a mindset that values growth, adaptability, and continuous improvement, empowering you to navigate any situation with clarity and confidence. Each chapter of this book has introduced you to key elements of strategic thinking, from setting clear goals to executing with precision and iterating for success. But the true power of strategic thinking lies in its application. When you embrace this mindset, you turn every experience, success, and setback into a building block for future achievements. As you move forward, take what you've learned and apply it to new challenges and opportunities. Reflect on your strengths, address your weaknesses, and remember that each decision, each action is a chance to grow. Strategic thinking is a journey of constant learning, and with each step you develop the skills, resilience, and insight needed to achieve lasting success. In the end, strategic thinking is a mindset of purpose and intentionality. By setting clear goals, crafting flexible plans, executing with precision, and continuously iterating, you create a life driven by vision and guided by thoughtful, deliberate action. This is the art of strategic thinking, and it's a skill that will serve you in every facet of life, allowing you to outsmart any challenge and create the future you desire. Thank you for joining this journey. May you approach each goal with confidence, resilience, and a commitment to continuous growth, knowing that with strategic thinking you have the tools to succeed.